So I cooked some peanut butter and jelly smashed burgers this last week. Those were pretty good. You didn't try those, did you?
No, I couldn't have it.
And then we've got a brisket right now that is in the cooler that's resting that we haven't tried. And what else did we do this last week? Oh, yeah, I made some potato soup. Yeah, that was real good. Cooked it out on the Camp Chef. So that is what we're going to talk about in this episode.
Time to fire up that grill. From smoked pork to smash burgers, outdoor cooking just tastes better. This is the Okie Smokin Podcast. And here's your host, John Berry.
And alongside with me today, as normally is I got my lovely wife, Dolores, there. How you doing today?
Pretty good.
Yeah, so we got a little bit of stuff to talk about today. What are you wanting to talk about first?
Why are you asking me that? Why are you asking me that, John?
Well, where do you want to go with it?
Just do it with your peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Not sandwich, your peanut butter and jelly burger. I don't know why I said sandwich.
Well, it is kind of a sandwich.
I guess it had the biscuits and stuff.
It was not a typical burger. So, yes. So this last week, I did do a peanut butter and jelly. Should I go into detail with what I did?
Well, yeah.
It's not been released yet.
Do you remember?
But that's what this podcast is. It's a little bit of a sneak peek, little preview.
Do you remember the jelly?
We can talk about it before it even releases.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember what the jelly was called? Hot.
So I used some pepper jelly.
Tabasco, that's what.
Yep, I got some pepper Tabasco jelly, and I went ahead and added about 1 or 2 spoonfuls of that into the hamburger meat, and I also added some
peanut butter.
Creamy peanut butter, and mixed it all up into one ball, and smashed it on the blackstone.
Mm-hmm. And we made biscuits,
right,
and also hash browns, bacon. And an egg, right?
Yes, that's it. So whenever
I didn't get to try it, but it sounded good.
And this was a little bit of a teeter, a little bit of a flip from what our original plan was.
Yeah.
Which we still may do in the future, but we went ahead because when you think of jelly, you think of breakfast.
But not much of a flip because we were just going to put the jelly on top of the biscuit, remember, and then smoke it.
Yeah, but we were also going to make some the peanut butter sauce.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't really make the peanut butter sauce, and we didn't put the jelly on the bun.
Yeah,
and then put that
it's all mixed in with the hamburger this time.
Yeah, we ended up just go ahead.
We did it different. We made a breakfast one.
Right. Yeah, that's what I say. Because when I think of breakfast, I think of jelly.
Yeah.
You think of eggs. You think of bacon. You think of biscuits. You think of all these things. And peanut butter, you even still can think of breakfast. I mean, what do you put peanut butter on?
Toast.
Toast. You can put it on pancakes. Mm-hmm. So peanut butter and jelly screams breakfast.
Our middle son tried it, and he said that he didn't think the biscuit would taste good with it, but he said it was really good.
Yes. It turned out pretty darn good.
He said keep it on the menu.
Keep it on the menu. That means if you get a repeat customer, I guess that means it was pretty good. But yeah, I did find though that whenever, and if you watch the video, you'll probably see this because I have not yet completely edited it, and I need to edit it and get it released this coming Thursday. But whenever I smashed it, it kind of spread out. It did not smash as uniform as what a regular.
Did it stick?
It stuck to the blackstone.
I wonder if you should do less peanut butter.
Well, I don't know. But what I was able to do is go ahead and push with the spatula, push everything back.
And then melt the cheese on it
together.
So it
and then when you brought out the cheese and you put the cheese is a lifesaver when it comes to smash burgers. Let me tell you, you could have a smash burger in 2, 3, 4 pieces or just a complete cluster of pieces. And then you take the cheese and you throw that across all of those and allow that to melt. And then it just kind of holds the entire burger together. And that's how you save a bad smash burger, is you just go ahead and throw some cheese on it. And that's why you originally brought out 2 cheeses for 2 of them.
And then I asked you if you needed 2 more.
And usually I put them on all of them anyway.
Yeah.
But I was like, bring out 2 more because we needed to go ahead and it's kind of like
it's like glue.
It is. It's like glue or construction on a burger. And you put that cheese over the smash burger and the pieces that come apart and it melts in. And now you can just literally take your spatula under it and you can get the whole burger. And then once you put it on a bun, it looks perfect because it's put everything back together. It has glued it back together, just like you said. So that's what we did with that.
Well, you guys got to eat that. I just had a smash burger without bread or anything like that.
You just had a regular smash burger.
I had a triple, though.
A triple smash burger. Yeah, we just had the double. Now, I will say the taste of it was pretty darn good. And we kept with, basically, if you were to get a breakfast biscuit, at a restaurant, or if you were to make a breakfast biscuit, how you put sausage, egg, and bacon. Yeah. This is basically a hamburger, egg, and bacon with cheese and mustard all built in.
Also hash browns.
Oh, did we not mention? And I put some hash browns on top of them as well. I mean, it's basically the
breakfast.
Yeah.
Just breakfast.
You can get that at Carl's Jr. I mean, they pretty much have what they call a breakfast burger.
Everything was probably better than.
They have everything except the peanut butter and jelly, which turned out pretty good because whenever I go into a place, a lot of times you'll add jelly to your biscuit and then go ahead and eat it that way. So that turned out really, really good, I think.
That's good.
And that was our collaboration that we did with Okie Smokin Pot, which people will be going ahead and adding those coming, I think, this next Wednesday through Sunday.
Yeah.
Mine will go up Thursday.
June 1st? Is that when the last?
I think June 1st or 2nd.
Okay.
I want to say the 2nd because I believe she's releasing hers on the final day, which is on the 2nd. So she's going to release hers last. But
so is there any more collaborations that you're doing?
Yes, we'll be doing
when are you going to do your own?
Oh, but before I will eventually, and I've been thinking about that, but before I go to the next collaboration, I just want to mention to anybody, so in the future, whenever you hear this video, if you just want to find the videos we're talking about the peanut butter jelly collaboration with the burger, and that's all it is, peanut butter jelly collaboration with the burger. There may be some that don't have a bun or anything. It's just, you've got to do that. And that's what we did. But it's hashtag peanut butter jelly fun. Now, this podcast is being released a little bit early.
Yeah, before the
So that video. Hashtag won't work until probably 3 to 5 days after this podcast comes out. And this podcast is a spoiler as well because unless you're listening to the podcast, you will not know anything. So we're going to leave it all silent outside of this. So that's an advantage of being on the podcast, the Okie Smokin Podcast show, giving you a little bit of information behind the scenes or, a little bit of a sneak peek, if you will. So that is coming into this Thursday. Mm-hmm. And then today, and this video won't come out for, I'm going to go ahead and say 3 weeks.
The brisket?
The brisket. It could 2 to 4 weeks, somewhere in there.
Yeah, because you still have to do the grandson one because he wants you to do a video of his birthday.
Yeah, so
he's all excited about that.
I could put that as a special episode in the middle. Yeah. I've been doing one a week. So when we do that one, I might just drop it. But yeah, so he's having it's his birthday.
Yeah, his 9th birthday.
Now I'm going to be 9 years old. And he wants to create a dessert of some sort. and we're going to go ahead and do that. I don't know what it's going to be yet. He hasn't been over. When he comes over, we're going to figure it out. I think he wants to use his blackstone.
Yes, he wants to use the flat.
Yep, he wants to use a flat top. I'm going to let him do the entire cooking of it. I'll help him, and we're going to release that. So that's going to be for his birthday. He's going to make a little video, and we'll have that out. That's going to be kind of fun, I think.
Yeah, he enjoys it.
Yeah, he enjoys it.
You guys haven't been able to make any lately.
No, and we have made several. And if you haven't looked on my YouTube channel, we have, I don't know, at least a half dozen.
Yeah.
And most of them are desserts that he's done. That's what we've got an apple, like an apple pie or an apple fritter type thing.
His favorite was the pizza,
cream.
The little pizza dessert.
Oh, yes, we made a pizza s'more.
That was his favorite out of all of them.
Yeah. That was really, really good. That turned out great. What did we use a tortilla on that?
Yes.
Used the tortilla. We put some marshmallows, or we used the
marshmallow fluff.
The marshmallow fluff, and you just spread that on it. Put some
graham crackers,
Hershey's chocolate graham crackers, and put that on the blackstone. Let me tell you, folks, you can make some good dessert on the blackstone. You can also make some good dessert in the Pit Boss and Smoker.
Oh, and he liked my keto French toast. That was his most favorite one. Yeah,
I know. He wants me to remake that, and that's a little bit of a work to make that one because you got to smoke the bread.
He liked that one, though, big time.
I cooked that on like the Weber kettle, too. Yeah, you got to smoke the bread, let the bread rise up, and then we cut them, and then we finished them off on the blackstone. So that.
Speaking of my keto, so my weight loss was 175, then I went to 170. Now I'm to 167, guys.
167.
Yay. I want to lose 20 more pounds.
Just
20 more.
20 more pounds? Yeah, you'll be
good.
But
on Tuesday is my cheat day because it's our anniversary. We'll be married 29 years, you guys.
29 years, and we're going to go ahead and go out that night to the Texas Roadhouse.
Yep. I'm excited. It's my cheat day. Hopefully I don't gain a bunch.
Well, you're not going to gain much at all, if anything. Probably nothing on that one cheat date. And then after that, when is your next cheat date?
Ooh, it's going to be July 4th. July 4th.
Independence Day.
Yep.
Okay. I think we'll make some ice cream.
On July 4th, like homemade?
Yes. I want some homemade ice cream. And then from there, we're not going to do nothing crazy brisket. Just throw some hot dogs, some good Nathan's hot dogs. Nathan's hot dogs. Nathan's hot dogs. Those are really, really good hot dogs that you get. They're like 100% beef. I just really enjoy those. And we're going to cook those on
hot dogs and hamburgers like we always do.
Hot dogs, some hamburgers, and some baked beans. And it's going to be a great, great, great Independence Day right there. But real quick, let's just go ahead and jump into a few things that the community has commented on. And some of the last videos I've done. One of them was, and I believe we touched on this, was the alligator queso.
Oh, yeah.
We did. Did we touch on that on the last podcast?
Yes.
I believe we did.
So.
Yeah. Well, a Bearded Barbecue said, I love alligator. Nice video, my friend. And I agree with you. Alligator is really fantastic. What do you think it tastes like?
To me, it kind of tasted like bacon in that for some reason. I don't know why, but it reminded me of bacon.
So more pork than chicken?
Yeah. With that queso, it did.
It had a little bacon flavor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of does.
To me, that was a 10 out of 10.
You like that queso?
Yeah, the next day I was still eating it.
Yeah, and we didn't waste any of that, did we? It didn't last that long.
I had a little bit left, but I had to get rid of it,
Then also, Cooking with Sherry said, yummy alligator, cooked perfectly. So she's commented on many of the alligator and a lot of the videos I've done, so she likes it. And then Hayden B. Grillin also commented, I love gator tail. It's so good, great looking queso. That's definitely on my list of things to make. And Hayden, you've got to try it. If you like queso, add some alligator. I thought about adding sausage to it, but we just went ahead and
Yeah, we didn't do it like the other one. We just kept it alligator.
And also, Annie's Smoking Pot said I could eat a gallon of that. Spicy, cheesy goodness. For sure, that looks fantastic, John. Thank you so much, dear friend, for sharing this a wonderful recipe. So those are a few things that came up in the community in the last week. If you'd like to get in the community, you can do so by commenting on our YouTube channel, Facebook, or simply visiting our fan page at okiesmokin.com/fan page, or texting us by clicking the link in the description of this podcast. So let's go ahead and go on to our potato soup that I did.
Yeah, usually I make it, but you decided to make it out on your new thing. What is it called?
So we made our potato soup on my Camp Chef.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, guys. He gets new things constantly, so I'm like, what is this?
Well, and I'm not kidding. If you watch any of my videos or hear me say once in a while, my outdoor kitchen. Mm-hmm. That's what it is, folks. It is. I mean, you've got now out back, I can cook in my pit boss, which I call my oven. So if you need something that's cooked in an oven, give it to me. I'll cook it out back in the pit boss. And then you've got my Camp Chef, which is my 2-burner propane stove. And I can cook pretty much boil, cook whatever. It's got a flame under it. And I can go ahead and throw a cast iron skillet on it. We can fry some fish, whatever you need done, I can do there. And I've also got my Weber kettle. I've got my Weber Smoky Mountain. And I've got, I'm missing some, my pit barrel, which I haven't brought out in a while. So you can see I've got a plethora of stuff that we can put out there in the backyard outdoor kitchen. It's my favorite place to cook.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. And what was inside your potato soup? Because usually I cook mine in the slow cooker.
Yes, and I've cooked it in the Instant Pot quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
But
you make it different than me.
Yes. So, so the potato soup, all I did was I started out with some onions, and I used some garlic, and I went ahead and rendered that down. Put the onions in first, put the garlic in, let that render down, and pretty much from there, I just added some chicken broth and the potatoes. Once those onions were good, and just kind of let them boil in. Mm-hmm. I did add a little bit of heavy cream.
Yeah, you're supposed to add heavy cream.
Yeah, I think I added a pint of that, mixed it all in, and just let it cook up. Season it with some salt, some pepper. I also used some dill weed.
And also,
what else did I use?
You gotta use cheese in there.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't add any cheese until you reminded me.
At first, he was forgetting about the cheese, and it was kind of soupy. And I was like, "That's what makes it thicker is the cheese."
Yeah, the cheese is what thickens it up. If you don't want cheese, heavy whipping cream, you'll need to create a what do you call it, a roux?
I don't do that.
With the flour.
I don't like the flour taste.
If you just add the cheese, it kind of goes ahead and will thicken it up.
And then you added sour cream in it.
And then I added all the ingredients except the sour cream until a little later. Mm-hmm. And then once it was pretty much the potatoes were done, went ahead and added the sour cream, let that simmer for a while, and topped it off with some chopped jalapenos.
Yeah. Yes, because I told you.
Did we top it off with anything else?
Jalapenos. I told you to put jalapenos. I said cilantro would sound good, but
cilantro would have been good.
We didn't.
You could really, it's, and bacon.
Oh, yes, the bacon, yes. So we almost forgot about that at first.
Mm-hmm. I need to back the whole story up because I think bacon was the first thing we put in.
No, bacon is not the first thing you put in. You cook the bacon first, babe.
Okay, right. Well, that's the first thing, but that's where I started. So I started.
You don't put the bacon in first. You probably just use the bacon grease, maybe, to cook the onions and stuff.
Right. So I started with the bacon. I cooked the bacon to start, and then once I took the bacon out, I used that grease. So we didn't use no olive oil or anything, and then started the onions and everything right there. That's where you would also, if you did opt to use flour, but we didn't, And then we just went ahead and started adding the chicken broth and added all the ingredients and let it cook up, let the potatoes get done.
Next time we should add cream cheese. Oh, I bet
Oh,
you
that'd be
be
good.
so good. I didn't get to taste it or anything like that, but the kids liked it.
Now, at what point of the cook would you add the cream cheese? Would you put that in the
Almost
beginning?
at the end. No.
So
Almost at the end.
would you still add the sour cream? Or would we just switch
no
it?
sour cream, just the cream cheese.
Because I added the sour cream at the end of it. So cream cheese at the end of it. I bet that would be good. So, yeah, the next version of potato soup, we can do that. But it turned out great. I don't know, 2 or 3 bowls of it.
I love potato soup. But my original potato soup, I used to use the red potatoes.
Yeah.
That was the original recipe, was the red potatoes. And then I switched it to the little yellow potatoes after a while because it's so simple. You know, you buy the little ones and you just cut it up and put it in.
Well, for this potato soup, I just used whatever the bag of potatoes we have.
They're down there.
Yeah, it wasn't. Let me take a look.
It's just regular yellow potatoes.
Yeah, it's just regular yellow
They're
potatoes.
They're medium sized. They're
And
not
cut them up in plenty of chunks.
I cut them up with his new knife, and that thing is so easy to cut.
So you've used it a few more times. Have you seen it? What do you think now? You originally was amazed by it, and
I'm still amazed by it. It's like easy to cut. It's just like.
And I was removing some fat off of the brisket today.
I know,
And I've always struggled.
I always kept on asking, why are you removing that? Because I like the fat.
Well,
but you put it in what?
Well, I did remove more of the fat than what I did in the past, and maybe more than I should have. I don't know, but I went ahead and rendered that fat down in the smoker while it was cooking. And then when I wrapped it, I scooped with a ladle.
I like the juice.
I scooped some of the juice on it while I wrapped it. So I used that for the moisture.
Do you still have the fat though?
Yeah, it's still actually cooking out there. Okay. So it'll cook down to where it's complete liquid. And then because we're using the rest of it so fast, we can just pour it on it. If we want to keep it, we can strain it and actually keep that for, you'll have some, brisket fat, brisket lard, basically, that you could actually use for cooking things. It's basically animal fat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I did.
That kind of sounds gross.
Well, I did trim it down, and, I think it's going to be great. And right now, I've got the brisket is resting.
And I'm hungry, guys. I can't wait to eat it.
And I did some burnt ends, which I'm going to not be able to tell you. Actually, I can. Let me go ahead and get it. So, yeah, I just went out there and got this. So this is as live as you can get. I've got some of the burnt ends that I was cooking on the Pit Boss. We cooked this thing on the Weber Smoky Mountain. And then I made some burnt ends and used some butter, some barbecue sauce.
Brown
sugar. I used some Worcestershire sauce, and I'm going to go ahead and see how these burnt ends taste right now before it even makes a video. Let's try this. That is so good. Got a live taste test right now, but wow, that's really good. It does taste a bit like candy, and if you saw. You see how the fork just breaks that apart? So tender. So good. Yeah, so that's the burnt ends that I made on the Pit Boss with the brisket that I made. The rest of it, we're not going to be able to go into detail until next episode because it's still resting in the cooler. Now, I did this a little bit faster. Now, do you think I cooked this quicker than normal?
I guess so.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, because usually it takes till like 9, and then we're still waiting.
So I went ahead and I tried to do a faster method, but I didn't get the temperature quite up to what I wanted, so it wasn't quite as fast. But this was a 13-pound brisket, which we cut the the point off, which I cook separately to make the burnt ends, but also a 13-pound brisket would typically take me 15 hours, 18 hours, because I'm more of the slow, like 180, 200 degrees. And this thing was cooked between 250 and 300. At times we spiked above 300.
Well, you're supposed to cook it overnight, but all of our storms that we've been having, all these
Yeah, we had
tornadoes
storms coming in and everything and stuff. So I didn't want to put it out there and have anything crazy happen. So we waited for all that, which actually no storms hit us, but didn't want to put it out there till everything was in the clear. And then I woke up this morning at 9 a.m. and actually woke up well before 9 a.m., but I got the brisket on by 9:30.
Yeah.
We're at 7:30 at night, and I've already got it resting. Mm-hmm. So that's what, 10 hours? So that's pretty darn fast. And if the brisket is any indication of these burn ends, it's going to be awesome. Yes. And I've got it resting, so we're just going to let it rest for a while, and then I'll be testing it out. So I think that's going to be great. So we'll update you on the next episode on that. Is there anything else we need to talk about today?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So,
but I can recall.
Yeah. So we talked about our what was the first thing?
Your hamburger.
The hamburger. Yeah. See, my memory ain't that good. The peanut butter and jelly hamburger smashed.
Yeah.
Then we talked about our
potato soup.
And then the brisket.
See, what would he do without me?
This show would fall apart. I know that much.
Because you forget easy.
Yeah. So thank you for keeping me up.
And don't forget to say Happy Memorial Weekend.
Happy Memorial Weekend. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is happy.
It's beautiful today, too.
It's a beautiful day here in
we went swimming.
Oklahoma. It's above 90 degrees. Yeah. The pool is nice and cool. Mm-hmm. We did get out and take a dip in that while the brisket was cooking.
Yes.
You know, if I were to get like some kind of a grill and roll over to the pool, and then I could be in the pool while cooking it.
No.
I need
Let's
to be
not. No.
You know, just swim and grill. The two things I like.
No, you need to build a deck, and then you can. See?
I have to have a deck in order for that to work.
A deck. It'd be beautiful out there.
Well, I think it would be pretty cool to just kind of grill and swim at the same time. But no.
That's a little weird.
She says no. All right. Well, thanks for coming into the podcast. I'll see you. When will we be back?
Next week
on a Monday.
Thank you for listening to the Okie Smokin Podcast. Episodes drop every Monday. Don't forget to follow this podcast, or you might miss out on some delicious creations. You can also find us on our website, okiesmokin.com, and on YouTube and other social media platforms. Until next time, keep firing up that grill.
There's a brand new feature available on the Okie Smokin Podcast, and it involves you. That's right. Send me and Dolores a text, and it's never been easier. Simply scroll down to the show notes description, and you'll see where it says, send John and Dolores a text message. Click it. Talk to us. You're probably using your phone anyway, so do it now. Can't wait to hear from you.